The COVID-19 epidemic has resulted in the breakdown of supply chains globally, the economic impact of which will linger for years or maybe decades to come. A recent survey by the Institute for Supply Chain Management, nearly 75% of companies reported some sort of supply chain issues due to coronavirus-related transportation restrictions. What makes it worse is that the full downstream impact of the disruption cannot be known in advance. For the first time in the last 21 years since we have been running this company, supply chain management has been the top of the mind of everyone, the company's CEOs, the heads of nations and the IMF, the World Economic Forum and even the medical experts. It is good to see this much attention being paid to the field we have loved and served for the last 21 years in this company and 7 years before that. But at the same time it is amusing to see so many instant experts spring up like desert flowers after the rain. A lot of these instant experts are just plain wrong and peddling wrong notions to people who know even less than they do. Many of them bring good journalistic or academic credentials, and that is when their action become alarming. There is a lot of talk that by using smarter technologies like AI a huge amount of data can be processed and such market anomalies can be predicted and a solution can be found out from data obtained during the crisis. This is a good start. In this blog I want to focus on where exactly in supply chain AI can have the biggest impact, and how to go about deploying it. It is important to note at the outset that use of artificial intelligence in supply chain management is nothing new. Almost all the algorithms currently in use in SCM can today be classified as artificial intelligence. Take for example the simplest form of AI algorithms in SCM, those used for route optimization using a simple tool such as Google Maps that everyone is familiar with. All over the web there are very simple instructions on how to use Google Maps to get a route from point A to point B. What happens behind the scene when you do this? Here is a simple sequence of events, sourced from this blog, and the human intervention required for these steps. Routing process step. Percentage of AI used. Percent of human intelligence required. Google looks at the two addresses you gave it, and quickly geocodes, identifies the latitude and longitude coordinates, before plotting two markers on the map. Google will then single out all of the possible road segments in between your 2 points. It scores those road segments based on factors like the shortest distance, the length of connecting road segments, and the traffic conditions at the time of the day. It returns you the highest scoring route, and some runner-up alternatives. In this case all the steps are automatic, there is no human intelligence required to carry out the routing. But that is not the case in every SCM process. If you read the article on examples of practical considerations in route optimization you will discover the real-life practical considerations in supply chain routing. Once you appreciate the critical functionality of a good transportation management system, TMS, it is easy to see the room for further application of artificial intelligence where currently human intervention is required because no currently available algorithm is capable of processing the decision automatically. So, is supply chain routing the only process in which AI can be applied? Quite the contrary, it is probably the process